Eom Business Network. So much for one broadcast.
Hello there, a very beautiful day to you, and thank you for joining us. You're watching the Eom Business Network, indeed the voice of corporate Nigeria. I am Olorogo Elkanah Moore. Today on the program, we shall be taking a look at the Nigerian economy from the viewpoint of industry operators. Also on the lineup is Let's Talk, and we shall be looking at Ujire Prime Financial Services Limited, a global standard customer-focused banking solutions provider in Africa. On Spot On, we shall bring you the third part of our conversation with a stylish but focused woman, business strategist, astute entrepreneurial expert and industry captain, Adedoyin Ademoluyi Oyetoyon, who is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Egolepe Limited, a fast-growing smart payment solutions provider in Nigeria. And on the face-to-face is a certified outsourcing personnel, highly experienced people management expert, purpose-driven social entrepreneur, and industry captain, Olusoji Oyawoye, who is the Pioneer Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Resource Intermediaries Limited, a world-class ISO-certified outsourcing solutions provider in Africa, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs in Nigeria for 2024. This is a must-watch. Stay with us. Emeka Emetarom, a similarly young, highly experienced technology product development expert, astute entrepreneur and industry captain, is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Core Technologies Limited, a notable financial services infrastructure firm in Nigeria and one of the most distinguished CEOs in 2024.
So at Core, I think the best way to think about it is that we want to be able to deliver solutions that allow any financial services provider to deliver products to their own customers in the most automated, cost-effective way, right? At the core of it all, we've started with a core banking system. So it's a fully fledged core banking system, full retail banking, and also with functionality that's even commercial bank specific that we are rolling out this year. We have digital self-service channels. So mobile banking applications easily customizable and deployable on the store. So customers can go there, download the app, open accounts for any financial institution that is signed onto the platform. Plus, that comes with internet banking as well. So mobile, internet banking, and USSD all bundled into one self-service channel, omni-channel solution, the way we call it, meaning once you're profiled one time, you have access to mobile, you have access to internet banking, you have access to USSD. Then we have a instant card issuance platform. Again, provision of instruments to allow for digital payments is critical to financial services delivery. So cards are huge in Nigeria, as you know. So we've been able to help banks to automate the process of issuance. Before now, the process of issuing a card took a customer 2 visits to the bank and probably a 2 to 3 week period if you're luckiest, right? We've been able to shrink those down to minutes in a way that the customer can walk into a banking hall, request for a card, and get that card produced, printed, card data generated, written to the chip, to the mark stripe, everything that needs to be done for the card to work, linked to his account, and he can walk out with a hot card that can be used immediately.
Basically, what we do in Pharmadex is we are into exports of non-oil agro products. And when we say non-oil agro products, it covers agro commodities and African foods of Nigerian origin. So these are primary business focus at Pharmadex. So we are also into export consultancy. We are also into sawmill. We have a sawmill where we saw wood. Then we are also into trainings, which is our Palmadex Export Academy. So these are primarily what we do at Palmadex. But our main focus, our main business focus is export of non-oil agro products. There are many challenges in Nigeria presently. One of them is Nigerian being known for fraudulent activities. So you find out that a lot of clients are interested in buying from Nigeria, but there's a trust issue. So this is where we have to up our game and be on top of it to ensure that trust is built. So one of the ways we achieve this is ensuring that we keep to our promised delivery, quality products, timely deliveries, and then ensuring that the clients get value for their money. So that's one of the major, and that's what I'm going to talk about, one of the major issues we are currently facing in Nigerian export business terrain. Partnering with us, you have to come into our consultancy program. So this is an investment opportunity that we give out to financiers. So those that have the money but don't have the time or don't have the business knowledge of what to do. So we have opportunities exposed to them. They can come in as investors and then get returns for their investment. Then on the other side, if you want to become an exporter, we have a training academy that we run. We run it for a while, and after training with us, we also have a mentorship program for all of our trainees. Yeah, so with this, you can come on board the export business. Okay, well, my advice to women is don't rest on your oars and don't feel limited to do anything. Once you have your interests in a particular business or any venture, try to get the requisite knowledge in that particular area of business and then ensure that you go all out to make a success of it. That's my advice to women.
Idoka Idoko is the founder, managing director, and chief executive officer of Ojire Prime Financial Services Limited.
I would start by referencing the same advice I share with my team here. Number one, never work for a company you don't believe their vision. Never work on the back of it's just about salary. No. You have to understand where is this, be it a startup, be it a big company, where is this company going to? What's the big picture ahead of this company? Because if it shouldn't just be about the paycheck, right? Then number two, be very focused. Be very focused and strategic for me. But vision of where you work is tops of the list for me. Else you just keep working month over month and you're being paid and you're not solving any real problem. 2024 seems already a very promising year. It sort of has a bittersweet approach, right? Which is common with every year, we step into every year. But I think it will turn out a promising year for the companies, the businesses, the startups that have spent the last few years really working, right? Those companies, I expect them to break into some really interesting results. We see a bit of IPOs here and there, right? And which will be a win for the country if a couple of companies go public and move in that direction. From a personal standpoint, there's been all manner of write-ups on our story, right, where we're coming from. But I know that getting the company from that point of this is where you bettered the idea to this point took a lot, I would say so. And one of the most talked about experience I've had was being homeless in Lagos, right? And I've shared the story over and over. Just yesterday, I drove through Jakonde and I pointed the same building to a friend in the car. I told him that you see this building All the dangerous agboros is where they sleep.
This is Anita. You're probably wondering why she's so happy. You see, unlike most people, Anita is living the best of her life despite all the challenges she's going through. You're probably wondering how, right? Well, you see, Anita belongs to a family she can trust with her money. A family she relies on for no-charge transactions. So tell me, if you were Anita, how would you feel? Be like Anita. Join the family now. What do you reply? The bank you'll be proud to call family.
Adedoyin Ademiluyi Oyetoyon, a stylish woman, business strategist, vision-driven entrepreneurial expert and industry captain, is the managing director and chief executive officer of Egole Pay Limited, one of the fastest growing smart payment solutions providers in Nigeria, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs to look up to in 2024.
I am of the opinion that there's no career that is useless. My advice for Nigerian youth is to ensure that whatever career they set into, make success your focus. If your passion is makeup, make sure that what is driving you is success. I want to ensure that every customer I serve appreciate what I've done. I want to ensure that everything I do is the best. I mean, if everyone has that mindset of making sure that they are the best at what they do, then we have a beautiful country. Everybody, we all need ourselves. We need the singer, we need the musician, we need the makeup artist, we need the doctors, we need the nurses, we need the tech gurus, we need ourselves. So everyone should find their passion and make success a goal. What we are looking at is, right now, we're looking at some factors, looking at government policies, government spendings, and we're looking at the environment, business environment. We are going to use this to make decisions, especially when it comes to our hiring plan, coming up with our charges, what we charge, and all of that. So we're going to leverage on the environment, the policies, spendings, the outlook, and come up with what would eventually help our organizations make right decisions, especially when it comes to pricing, comes to employment, comes to what we put the table for our staff to ensure that we maintain and retain our staff. I mean, one of the experiences that I would say that we have faced this year is the FX, because of some of our third-party providers, especially in the environments where we are, because of course we have to have our antivirus. We have to ensure that we have our anti-malware, antivirus, which are paid for in dollars. We have to ensure that we have our Microsoft suppliers. Of course, we that we're in the financial sectors can't be using crack software, and we have to pay for all of these subscriptions in dollars. And because of the economic outlook and how things are looking now, what we pay last month is necessarily not what we're going to pay now. In fact, what we pay yesterday is not what we're paying today, because the dollar rate, we all know what's in the market. So I mean, that's one of our major challenges. And how do we solve that? It's just to ensure that we minimize our overheads as much as possible. There's no wastage. And we have to ensure, because also we don't want to overcharge our customers. So what we look at is, what are the things that we don't need, that we can cut off to mitigate, the continuous rise in FX. FX is a major challenge. Hopefully, we have a solution to it before the end of the year. Okay, my name is Adedoyin Ademiluyi Oyetoyon. I have a first degree in electrical and electronics engineering. I have an MBA from University of Liverpool, London. I'm a certified project manager, and I run Egole Pay Limited. So I've been in the tech industry for over 10 years. I started way back while we're in school. When you're in engineering, you're allowed to have internship.
Olusoji Oyawoye, a certified outsourcing personnel, highly experienced people management expert, purpose-driven social entrepreneur, and industry captain, is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Resource Intermediaries Limited, a world-class ISO-certified outsourcing solutions provider in Africa, and indeed one of the most distinguished CEOs in Nigeria for 2024.
What I've found out in my experience through the years is about 2 to 3 things are critical in succeeding in an environment like this or any business environment. First is you need to be clear as to the problem that your business is positioned to solve, because the business primarily is a solution to a problem. So try to be that focused, narrow focused on what problem exactly are you out there to solve. The second thing that helps you in succeeding is, as much as possible, try to be truthful to all stakeholders, the customers, the community, government, and your staff. And the third that I've found most critical in such drive is, and that's what we practice here, your staff. You have to recognize that your staff are your greatest assets. It's not a cliche. Your people are your greatest assets. Once you can have a focus on those 3 things, from my experience in this business and our related businesses, you will not only thrive, you will actually succeed. Resource Intermediaries Limited is an wholly indigenous company. We started operations July 1, 2006. Our principal business is managing staff on an outsourced basis for different organizations. And we're clear from the onset what we'd like to achieve. I come from a banking background, and a few of the shareholders and directors, principal shareholder, also comes from a banking background. So we had seen, while in the banking industry, where I was for 19 years, until 2006, that a lot of businesses use support staff, but basically use them as what you call contract staffing. And we distinguished, because contract staffing is really against the labor laws of Nigeria. And so we studied and decided to go into outsourcing, which is a completely different HR management practice. Even though a lot of people out there who say they're in HR outsourcing are actually doing contract staffing. But the basic distinction is a contract staff has no rights, no benefits. Even the employment is term-based. You employ the staff that are deployed to organizations on a 6-month basis or annual renewal basis. HR outsourcing, which is what we practice, every staff that we employ and deploy are core staff of our organizations. We are the ones that have a contract with the clients. The staff is not a contract staff. And everyone we employ is here, though we always advise them an outsourced job is not a career job, because the pays cannot change until the client reviews the salary. We expect them to work here for 5 years max, expand their CV, and go to other jobs. But some have been with us for 16, 17 years. And an outsourced staff under our model cannot be sacked except there's some misdemeanor that goes through a disciplinary committee. If you're going to have any such staff exited, you will have to give notice or pay in lieu. They too cannot just take off without giving notice or payment in lieu. And they have access to medical, they are pensionable, medical provided. A contract staff has none of those. So again, I'm aware that a lot of organizations who claim to be in HR outsourcing are doing contract staffing. So that's a distinction. And in our 17 and a half years, we have grown from managing about 3 staff to currently over 10,000 staff deployed all over Nigeria. And we're serving the leading organizations in practically all sectors: banking and financial institutions, hospitality, manufacturing. We're not in oil and gas. That's the only space we're not in. Aviation, but every other sector you can think of, we currently are serving the leading organizations in those industries. As most organizations have those vision, mission, value statement posted all over the place, for us, it's not just a mere statement. Just for emphasis, our vision when we started 17 and a half years ago is to be the first in outsourcing management, providing value-adding services to all of our clients with highly efficient and professional team. Now, we believed we already attained that from about our 10th year. Because from about our 10th year, there is no organization that is seeking to go into HR outsourcing as a HR management service that do not invite us to submit a bid and participate when they're taking that decision. There's none that has so invited us that has not engaged us. Now, most of the time, these are multi-sourcing arrangements, so we're not the only provider there. But we also do surveys of our staff deployed and the clients we manage, and we have seen consistently that within 6 months to 1 year, we are rated the first amongst even where they have 6, 7 providers. So obviously our vision it's already been attained. And this comes from our mission, which is what helps us achieve this. Our mission basically is to ease business burdens. To ease business burdens. So whatever is a burden in managing staff for an organization, we ease that. And it's not surprising. I believe we're already attaining our vision, which is why we have now gone into Ghana, providing exactly the same service. And in the last 6 months, November last year, we're now in Kenya. So we're in West Africa, we're now going into East Africa based on the successes we have achieved in Nigeria. Like I said, there are leading organizations in various industries, but I'd rather talk more about the services we provide. Outsourcing that we handle are human resource management. So we provide staff, non-cost staffing for organizations. So bank tellers, ATM operators, field marketers, factory workers, drivers, janitorial staff. So any staff that is not core to an organization. So if I take your industry, for example, I believe to have this happen, somebody must have driven you here. That individual is not core to your operations, but you interviewing me, you are core to delivering the service. The broadcaster is core to the operations, but the janitor that cleans the office and all of that is not core. So our major service is providing such non-core staff. The only sector we do not handle is security and domestic staff. And for obvious reason, the risks are higher. Because part of the benefit we provide is any client we provide staff to. We take on the responsibility and liabilities that our staff cause while they are deployed to those organizations. Painfully not so good. And that is because as we speak, there is no regulation for outsourcing practice. Outsourcing outside Nigeria is a regulated industry. It's like saying you can't practice as an accountant or a doctor without some certification and going through some authorization. In Nigeria, it's not like that. Anybody just carries a briefcase and they say they're outsourced. For example, I'm certified by the United States International Association of Outsourcing Professionals because I needed to understand how it's done properly. after we started this business so that we can distinguish ourselves. So the major challenge is a lot out there who bear the name outsource provider are just doing contract staff. The staff that they deploy to clients basically have no benefits, no rights. And we also have tried now through the Association of Outsourcing Professionals for about 12 years now to try and put ourselves together. That even if there's no government regulation, can we regulate ourselves and gradually, like the accountants did, because at one time accounting also wasn't regulated. They got themselves together and eventually became so serious that they then got legislation.
Resource Intermediaries Ghana Limited. We are international, with our sister company located in Nigeria, a corporate member of the International Association of Outsourcing Professionals. Our key services are outsourcing, recruitment, and training. People management is at the heart of all we do. Easing business burdens is why we do it. Hence, the conceptual reason of our existence. We are adequately capitalized and have access to funds for all our valued transactions. Our office in Osu also provides very good ambience for our clients and staff to interact, while our brand pillars of flexibility, resourcefulness, and knowledge clearly demonstrates our commitment to easing business burdens. We are engaged with different clientele all over the country, currently providing services to the various companies: Amadeus, Caniem, JK, West African Investment Trade Hub, Azar Africa, Accra Kidney, Fine Park Exhaust, Pan African Savings and Loans, Decent Park, JQ Packaging, Schneider Electric, Smoke and Barrel, Thermacraft Brewery, New Star Poly Products Limited, and many more.
We do what we can to stay afloat.
Era of competition is gone.
Most Nigerians.
And that's a good point to call it a wrap on today's package of the EOM Business Network. Thank you very much for spending your valued time with us. We hope it was worth your while. But just in case you missed out on any aspect of it, then you can come with us to any of our other portals, as you can see on the screen. Our sincere gratitude to you, our sponsors, for your continued interest and support. Always remember, with you and us, we are champs. Oh yes, I remain Olorogo Elkanah Moari. Please, let's do this again, same time, same channel next week. We'll see you then.